In a world of pixels where dreams collide, the neon glow flickers as I hide inside, lost in the cold where memories drift, chasing the echoes of a broken gift. In this digital locket, our fate entwined. We're lost in the pixels, aching for light. Through bites and the echoes, we stand and fight. In this melancholic embrace, we move as one, bound by our dreams till the dawning sun. Through endless levels, the shadows play. Each beat of the bass holds a piece of my day. Glitches in motion, I'm fighting my way as futures unravel in this endless fray. Yet hope lingers on beneath the weight. We're lost in the pixels, aching for light. Through bites and the echoes, we stand and fight. In this melancholic embrace, we move as one, bound by our dreams till the dawning sun.
Oh, hello everybody. How's everybody doing tonight on this Wednesday evening? Meant to stream this last night, but I ended up falling asleep trying to get rid of a headache, which I still had up until like 5 in the morning. Sorry for that. Yeah. So, makeup day. So streamed yesterday, but it is what it is. It happens. We're back with Tower of Fantasy. We have a new story updates that will take us into the new Brighton zone. Got additional 4 new chapters, or I should say segments to this next chapter of story. I have been playing around this a little bit. I can't tell if they fixed the stuttering problem this game has been plagued with for ages and a half. I don't know. It seems a lot smoother when I went out into space, just like fly around. It seemed a lot smoother to me, but maybe it's just because I haven't really played in quite some time. But yeah, we're back with here. Tower of Fantasy got a new outfit, which is honestly probably one of my favorite outfits that they've added into here so far. Of course, it took me quite a lot of resources to get this outfit, so, but it was worth it, because it's probably one of my favorites that they've done. Yeah, well, we got some story we gotta do. First off, I need to do this real quick, so I can get my, satiate bag. Hold up. I can get satiated. There we go. Alright. Now we can continue. In the last parts, can't really much happen in the last part, but I did get one thing happened. I got a new weapon. I got this thing, which is what I was trying to get to, which is what I was trying to get before. In the last parts. Oops. The witch's key. I was trying to get this last time when I streamed this game, but I know it was never successful getting it. But now that I do, So, pretty happy about that. Yeah. I need to continue with the story, so we need to go down here. Talk to these two. Shirley, are you voiced yet? Cause last couple times, you weren't voiced last time. And this is Japanese audio, so.
心クリニックへようこそ。ラクシスはただいま不在のため、私が一時診断を行います。症状を簡潔にご申告ください。
Wait, when did the clinic get a droid Tom?
この間、ラクシスがある直
Are we not voiced now?
植物園から連れ帰った直植物培養型トムです。
Oh, that's where this droid Tom came
ラクシスが彼のシステム設定をリセットしました。彼はもう医療サービス型トムです。
I see. Thanks, Mia. Hey, Droid Tom, I'm one of Lich's friends, and I'm not here as a patient. Assistance won't be necessary today. Get out of here! I'm sure he's not voiced yet. Looks like quite a lot happened while I was away. Nothing serious. Let's start with what you found now. High Cross has analyzed the Ore Zero samples I brought back and confirmed that the zeronium they contain is actually omnium. Ore Zero comes from the asteroid belt in this universe. Mara and Ida are nowhere near here, so where did the omnium come from? I didn't bring back enough samples, so we can't draw any reliable conclusions yet. Bravery asked me to collect more soil and rock samples from different locations next time I return for further study. Okay, I guess we'll just have to wait until next time. Any of the news? Plotty said that after we lost contact, High Cross headquarters immediately asked Kailo where we were, but Kailo just brushed them off, saying that the space-time turbulence made finding us very difficult. It wasn't until after the Homecomer assembly had ended, just before I came back, to the spaceport that Rafa said we found us and was ready to formally start negotiations. Negotiations? As in the talks of building a Tower of Fantasy in Kailo? It's not just that. There's also a matter of what kind of relationship the Anchor of Infinity and High Cross headquarters plan to establish, and how the Kailians and the various High Cross domains will communicate and interact with going forward. It's complicated. Well, I never said there'd be so much going on before I came here. Judging from Plotty's tone, High Cross headquarters never expected an ideal outcome from these negotiations in the first place. The way Kailo brushed off our disappearance already showed where they stand. They got a bad attitude. Anchor Infinity didn't even tell the Kailians that they'd already made contact with Ida. So much for friendly negotiations. So, according to Plotty, the plan for the negotiations is to prioritize our own safety, solve for time, and most importantly, secure the space strip technology as quickly as possible. Only the Kailo's space strip technology in hand will High Cross headquarters be able to make Anchor Infinity genuinely willing to sit down at the table. That's when the real negotiations will begin. Plotty also said that if anything goes smoothly, Kailo could end up becoming District 4, just as High Cross originally planned. It's easy for them to talk, but how do we actually get it? Before we arrived, High Cross headquarters had already looked into Kailo's research capabilities. Researching spacer technology is still part of High Cross, but the Kailo branch has long since been under Anchor Infinity's control. High Cross's Kailo branch inherited the scientific achievements from before the Cataclysm, and Anchor Infinity later absorbed them, renaming the facility the High Cross Tech Institute. That's our target. So, we'll need to find a way to pay them a visit. Oh, by the way, do we have the coordinates of the paths we used to get here on the Kailo side? Oh, Plotty already sent me those. Perfect. With those coordinates, things would be a lot easier. You have something in mind? For this, we'll need help from Linsis and Hipper. Hold on, one last thing. It's about Nem. All Githos' systems repairs are complete and fully tested, Nem fully integrated with the algorithm mark servers. She told Plotty she wanted to help us, but considering the sensitive relationship between High Cross headquarters and Anchor Infinity, Plotty didn't approve. I see, then there's nothing you can do. Let's listen to Plotty first. So, Nem quietly told me that if we needed her help, I can contact her directly on the Angel of Clemency's internal comms. She'll find a way to avoid detection by the other authorizers and locate us using my comm signal, just like when Bog is slipped into guest loss. Classic Nem. Hopefully we won't have to involve her. Let's talk to Linsis and Hipper first. Alright. Do that. Where are we going? Way the fuck over there. Wait, where am I going? Oh. Going way over here. Take me away! But I can't tell if they made things a little bit smoother. God, I hope they did. The stuttering was atrocious in this game. Alright. I need to get in there. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I haven't really done much exploring around here. Hello, you two.
ちょうどいいところに来たわね。今ナントと通信を終えたところよ。彼の宇宙船、もうすぐゼロ鉱山区に着くから迎えに来てくれるそうよ。
ふん、うまいこと言って取り入ろうってわけね。通信ではキャロットは我々が連れて行くって言ってたけど、そんなの許すもんか。最悪800万クレジットを返して縁を切ってやる。
Okay, so we're not voiced. Don't worry, I got everything planned. This time I'll just be surely me. Me will stay with here for care.
でもキャロットはアイダに行ったことのある唯一のキルオ人。どうやらアンフォール産業はアイダに関わったことのある人を全員管轄に収めるつもりだね。
あなたが帰郷者集会でアイダから来たと認めたせいで、今やアイダに関する様々な噂がキルオ中に広まってるわ。さすがに誰も表向きは何も言わないけど、裏では様々な憶測が飛び交ってるの。
What are they all saying about me?
観光客、死者、冒険者、海賊、詐欺師、そして異星人。以前ならこんな噂はアンフォールが抑え込んでいたんだけど、今回は不思議なほど静かなの。
ふん、目の前に3人も揃ってちゃさすがのラファも否定しにくいでしょ。でもアイダが現存するって認めたら、アンフォールがこれまで積み上げてきたものがあっという間にパーになっちゃうじゃんか。
私がノバにいた頃の同級生やアストールのお父さんの知り合いはみんな口を揃えて言ってたわ。アンフォールはずっと前から大規模な居住地を建設していて、しかも最近一定の進展があったと。おそらくあなたとシャーリンがブライトンに着いた後、ラファはすぐにでも前例のない大規模なキルオ人移住計画を発表するでしょう。あなたの登場でキルオの情勢が制御不能になるのを防ぐためにね。
それどういう意味？
The word of the Idans coming here will undo everything they built. Stop the Kailians from leaving. They have to offer something even more enticing in return to
それ
Ida.
ならそうと早く言えばいいのに、わざわざこんなタイミングで言うなんてどう見てもカモフラージュでしょ。
それはどうかしら。私たちが生まれる前に宇宙ステーションを建設したいくつかのメーカーが当時のほとんどの資源を集中させ、極めて大規模な星間探査を行ったのよ。
それってゼロ鉱山区を見つけた時の話？
その時に発見されたのはゼロ鉱山区だけじゃないわ。ゼロ鉱山区があの規模にまで発展できたのは、周囲の時空乱気流が安定していて、異虫などの外敵も少なかったからよ。そして聞いた話によれば、当時は資源が限られていたから、最も条件の良いゼロ鉱山区から建設せざるを得なかった。
So that means the Or-Zero zone is the only asteroid that can be settled by humans. That big habitat might be real after all. Just been developed very slowly.
私もそう思うわ。あなたが来たことで、彼らはこの居住地を予定より早く公表せざるを得なくなったのでしょう。
つまりアンフォールはアイダとの関係を断ち切りたいってことか。 下手したらキル王人がアイダへ戻ろうとするのを阻止する可能性すらある。だよね。
今それを考えるのはまだ早いわ。まずは目の前の厄介事を片付けましょう。ベロニカ将軍がつい先日大規模な探索任務に派遣されたそうよ。
ああ、ベロニカが就任してからずっとやりたがってたドリーム艦隊史上最大の探索行動ってやつ？
そう。将軍が7、8年も前から提案してきたけど、アンフォールはいつもいろんな理由で先延ばしにしたり拒んだり、あるいは海賊討伐のような任務を押し付けて将軍の勢力を削いできたの。今になって急に許可を出したのはきっと将軍が権限者の支持者になるのを恐れてわざと彼女を遠ざけたいんだと思う。今回のブライトン行き、一筋縄ではいかないわよ。
Don't worry, I already figured something out. That's why I hurried over to see before we leave. Surely give the coordinates to Lindsay.
座標？
The Authorized and I arrived here by spaceship through the passage. What I'm sending you now are the coordinates for the entry and exit points in Kailo. Shirley and I are going to the Brighton zone. We have no idea what we'll be walking into. If we don't respond within 7 days, broadcast the coordinates on your live stream.
いっそのこと今やっちゃおうよ。
It's not the right time to face Anchor Infinity yet. I don't even fully understand what they're after.
ああ、なるほど。つまり最終手段の脅しってわけね。でもさ、うちが連中に捕まっちゃったらどうするの？
That's exactly why I need your help. You know loads of routes, and with Helen on your side, I'm sure you both can find a safe haven somewhere in the vast of space.
あなたの作戦には一つだけ穴があるわ。リンゼイとヘレンネを7日間も同じ部屋に閉じ込めるなんて、リンゼイの理性が最後まで持つとは思えないわよ。
安心して、キャロットもミアも一緒に連れてくから。3人で仲良くやってもらって、うちはそばでゆっくり見物させてもらうよ。
ハガードの外交施設様。
Am I playing Oz's story? Man, God, I haven't played that game in years. I used to play Oz's story. That was like one of the big MMOs I used to play back when it was a thing. Oz's story, Ozda 2. I used to love playing those games. But, yeah. Obviously, since Oz's story is shut down and Ozda 2 closed their servers, I haven't really played. I know they're working on like reopening, like Oz. I think it was like Oz's story or something like that, like Oz the Global or whatever the hell they call it now. But I haven't really played it, so not anymore. I don't play Ozda anymore.
それではお待ちしております。ああ、キャロットも忘れずにお連れくださいね。ラファ様があなた方の伝説を広めるためにマスコミまで手配なさったのですから。
Alright. Yeah, I used to love Oz the Story, man. Oz the Story, Terra, and Final Fantasy XIV are like the big, well, not really Final Fantasy XIV at the time. It was more like Oz the Story and Terra. Those were like my big MMOs that I played at the time. It's a shame too, because Oz the Story was actually a fun game to play. Unfortunately, I don't really see myself playing Oz the Story anymore, mainly because I just can't use a mouse and keyboard anymore. I just don't like using them. If it had controller support, sure, but I don't think Oz the Story, Whoop. Oops, didn't hear that. Yeah, unless Oz the Story has suddenly got controller support. Yeah, I don't see myself playing Oz the Story anymore.
外交施設様、お待ちしておりました。宇宙船の準備は整っております。キャロットは一緒ではないのですか？
She's sick, she can't
ブラ
make
イ
it.
トン区にはキルオで最も優れた医療施設がございます。スパイラルライフ傘下の医療機関にてキャロットの診察をなさってはいかがでしょう。
That's not necessary. She's just a bit under the weather. She'll be out in a few days. It's a shame that Brighton Zone prepared this welcome for us, and now she can't make it. The spaceship's ready, so let's not waste any
お
time.
っしゃる通りですね。マスコミ対応に加えて、はるばるお越しいただいたお客様のために、見学イベントも豊富にご用意しておりますから、時間を有効に使わなくてはなりませんね。
Thought he would keep asking about Karen, but he agreed so
それで
easily.
は、参りましょう。
Something seems fishy about this. Something seems fishy. Destination Brighton Zone. Should be here today, right? So Rafa, rest easy. I'll see that the receipt in the Brighton Zone ties office. Good morning, residents of the Brighton Zone. I'm your ever loyal companion Lana. Today will be another perfect day. Both of you, welcome to the Brighton Zone. The Kailians have long been waiting for you. Yeah, I bet
ご
they
搭
have.
乗の皆様、こんにちは。キルオブライトン区へようこそ。現在の気圧は1002ヘクトパスカル。気温は24度。湿度は 35% です。
Hi, thank you for telling me that.
驚かせてしまいましたね。こちらはアンフォール産業が開発中の AI アシスタントラナの試作機でして、間もなく市販される予定なんです。
Lana, set affinity level to 5 and emotion level to 4. Oh.
かしこまりました。なんと様。新しい設定を適用しました。ご搭乗の、
申し訳ありません。ただいま連絡が入りまして、ラファ様が急な公務のため、皆様のお出迎えに伺えなくなりました。どうかご容赦ください。代わりに、スパイラル生命テック株式会社の CEO、ジョイ・ハミルトン様と、ハガートテック研究所所長のジョン・ダリがお迎えに上がります。
There's a business. What are the odds of that? Rafa probably just wants to remind me that I'm on his turf. I get it. That's fine. Greetings to you both. I'm a High Cross Authorizer and a diplomatic representative visiting Kailo. That's
ようこそキルオへお越しくださいました。ラファ様からはあなたのご要望にはできる限りお答えし、ブライトン区をご案内するようにとことづかっております。
This all seems
どうぞ
very
よろ
fishy
し
to
くお
me.
願いいたします。
はじめまして。私はジョンと申します。アンフォール産業参加、ハガード技術研究所の所長を務めております。こうしてみると、私たちはある意味、同業者と言えるかもしれませんね。
本日のスケジュールは比較的シンプルです。まずは、スパイラルライフの研究成果とキルオ博覧会をご見学いただき、その後、記者会見へのご参加となります。
Press conference.
キルオは50年もの間、同胞の訪れを待ち続けてきました。ようやくその時が来たのです。皆、施設様、まさかこの機会すら彼らに与えていただけない、なんてことはありませんよね。あるいは、まずはラファ様にお会いになりたいと。ですが、あいにく本日は本当にお時間が取れないのです。
I definitely wanted to attend the press conference. I was just hoping to learn how Kailians view Ida. This is a great opportunity.
キルオの民に貴重な対話の機会をくださり、心より感謝いたします。それでは、どうぞこちらへ。
I feel like we're walking into a trap right now. Where we're going?
Yep.
ベロニカは衛星計画のためにアンフォールと長年やり合ってきたんだ。ようやく許可を勝ち取ったんだから大したもんだよ。
聞いた話じゃ遠征計画に必要な資源は当時のアンフォールじゃ到底賄いきれなくてな。20年近くかけてようやくしぶしぶ首を縦に振ったって、
でもそうでもしなきゃ新しい故郷なんて見つけられなかっただろうさ。
でもよ、こんなことしてたらまた昔みたいに 何もかもが足りない暮らしに逆戻りするんじゃないか。
なあ、聞いたか。愛だから使いが来たんだって。
ありえないわ。もし本当だったらあの海賊たちが今みたいに静かなわけないでしょ。とっくにアンフォールとドンパチ始めてるはずよ。
でもさ、もし本当に愛だと繋がったならそれはそれで悪くないよな。安くてうまいみかんまた食えるようになるかもだし。
間にまだみかんがあるとは限らないじゃない。あの時あそこは跡形もなく爆撃されたのよ。まともに使える土地がどれだけ残ってるかも怪しいとこだわ。
記者会見はまだ開催されておりません。愛についての軽率な発言は慎んでください。判断はアンフォールが適切に下します。
Everyone's so excited about Ida.
最新パッチの共有ありがとうございます。ただいまサービス用言語パッケージをアップデート中です。
どういたしまして。こちらこそタイムリーなセキュリティ通知をありがとうございます。
彼はラナに新しいパッチを適用してもらったんですよ。それでお礼を言っていたわけです。ドロイドは互いの距離が10メートル以内になると自動的に情報を共有する仕組みになっている。どうやらこのトムが作業中に何らかのシステムの脆弱性を検知し、それに対してラナが迅速に対応パッチを共有してくれたようですね。
The expo hall. Burgers! Get your burgers.
申し訳ありません、皆様。記者会見の会場で少々トラブルが発生しまして、私が対応に向かう必要が出てきました。この後の見学はジョイ氏とジョン教授にお任せしますので、お二人はどうぞ彼らとご一緒に。
ではここからはアンフォール社が誇る優れた研究成果、特に生命科学分野についてご紹介しましょう。この特殊な宇宙環境がスパイラルライフの研究に全く新しい方向性をもたらしてくれました。私たちはここで生命の神秘をさらに解き明かすという目覚ましい成果を上げています。正直に申し上げて、こうした成果は間では到底成し得なかったでしょ
A bit like combining plants and humans to manufacture special medicines.
う。浅はかで無知な科学音痴め。キルオという存在が生命科学の研究にとってどれほど貴重でどれほど唯一無二か、君には到底理解できまい。言いたいことは分かっている。あれはただの廃材に過ぎん。スパイラルライフのリソースを勝手に使い、裏で私利私欲を肥やすような連中など、本来とっくに資源として再利用されるべきだったのだよ。
Still keep alloys around? Despite what you did.
生命の価値には様々な形がある。スパイラルライフにとってはゴミですら自らの価値を見出す手段があるのだよ。もっとも君たち間人には理解できないだろうがね。聞くところによれば君はもうしばらくキロに滞在しているそうだな。それだけいてまだこの宇宙の本当の価値すら見抜けないとは。まったく呆れるよ。
Those insectoid creatures that coexist with the
さ
turbulence.
すがは一度でも生命の壁を越えたもの。見る目が違うな。あの宇宙こそ我々にとって最も貴重な財産だ。キロ人が廃墟と荒野から新たな未来を築き上げたのは生命に対する全く新しい理解があったからこそだ。間もなく君たちもキルオの生命の奇跡を目の当たりにすることになるだろう。進化は
見学時間には限りがございます。お手数ですが速やかに次の見学場所へお進みくださいませ。
後のご案内はジョンに任せますよ。私は多忙でしてね。これで失礼。
Yeah, I don't want to be around you anyway. That guy was fucking rude as shit.
こちらがキルオ博覧館になります。どうぞ自由にご見学ください。ところであの爆発の後、 アイダの秩序を立て直したのはハガードだとか。
Yes, after the cataclysm, all of Asperios went in ruins, and High Cross found a way to manage the aftermath. What used to be Asperios, now High Cross is District 9. That's where I'm from.
ということは、他にも地区が存在するのですね。
I've also been to District 7, which was originally Vera.
ベラですか。そういえば、私の祖父もベラの出身だったそうです。
After our negotiations with the Anchor Infinity end, we might want to go see it. However...
交渉のことを心配しているのですか？そういう大事には、私なんかが力になれることはありませんよ。ここ、キルオのハガードは、アンフォール産業傘下の、ただの小さな研究所に過ぎませんから。
I get that. It's not the negotiations that concern me. It's Ida's transportation crisis right now. Inter-district travel is possible, but options are limited and expensive, making communication between districts difficult. Before I came to Kailo, I'd heard about your advanced spaceship technology. It's capable of transporting massive spaceships and huge amounts of cargo. Ida's technology still can't achieve that.
なんと、そちらの転送技術はそこまで遅れているのですか？
They said that 50 years ago, Hycross was the driving force behind space research in Kailo. But the cataclysm brought that work to an abrupt halt, and in the chaos that followed, Hycross's space technology was remained frozen ever since.
なるほど。事情はよくわかりました。申し訳ないのですが、やはり私にできることは多くありません。もし
That's exactly why we hope to foster cooperation between Hycross headquarters and Anchor Infinity for the benefit of everyone. I'll do everything I can to make it happen. When the time comes, I hope you won't refuse.
ええ、もちろんです。では、今日の仕事はここまでです。お二人とも。
Well, that wasn't much of a tour. Okay. What's this? The Ark Space Station was approved in 2657, overseen by Dr. Nordan Braun, Chief Designer of the Kailo Aerospace Research Institute. The station comprised of 5 segments, which launched by the KLIX the KL-9 heavy lift rocket with in-orbit assembly completed in 2661. Post-cataclysm, due to space-time turbulence and meteor disasters, the station's main structure temporarily operated at only 55% functionality. Its current incarnation came about only after years of repair and construction. The Kailo Space Station was originally under federal control, much like back home. After the cataclysm, the Federation collapsed and was eventually replaced by other organizations. Don't say. What about this? In 2670, Anchor Infinity was the first to organize the exploration initiatives, marking the first of Kailo's age of exploration. Ori Zero was one of its most significant discoveries. In 2674, the Anchor Infinity expedition fleet discovered a large amount of fuel in the Champion Bell, leading to the development of Ori Zero, now Kailo's core energy producer. Okay. Is this wall text is gonna sit here? Wonderful. So Project Astralis was proposed way back then.
まもなく記者会見が始まります。博覧会にご興味がおありでしたら、後でゆっくりご見学ください。では、こちらへどうぞ。
No worries, lead the way. Okay. I'm out of here. I had a visitor press conference. Mm-mm.
こちらで少々お待ちください。記者の皆さんはすでに入場されていますが、現地スタッフによると機材の調整に少しトラブルがあったようで、ただいま交換作業中とのことです。
About 10 minutes later.
会場の準備はすべて整いました。それではこちらへどうぞ。緊張しなくて大丈夫ですよ。 もし答えにくい質問があれば、私がしっかりフォローしますから。
Okay.
お待たせしてしまい、大変申し訳ありません。こちらが、皆様が長らく待ち望んでいた、アイダからの来訪者です。アンフォール産業としても、最近、アイダからの来訪者にまつわる様々な噂が広がっていることを認識しております。そこで、皆様の疑問を解消すべく、今回の記者会見を特別に開催させていただきました。
Greetings, I am authorized assessor from High Cross District 9, which was formerly Asperia in the Norns of the Norns Federation. I'm the diplomatic representative from High Cross for this visit to Kailo. 3 months ago, shortly after we arrived, our spaceship encountered some issues. We crash landed in the Or Zero zone. It wasn't until a recent homecomer assembly that we finally established contact with Anchor Infinity. First, I'd like to publicly express my gratitude to Anchor Infinity for tirelessly searching for us.
とんでもありません。とはいえ、皆さんがこれほど長くお待ちになっていたのは、きっと
We've been here
そ
for
うい
3
ったご挨
months?
拶ではなく、もっと革新的な内容をお聞きになりたいからでしょう。それでは、まずは皆さんが最も関心を寄せている質問からお答えしていきましょうか。
質問です。
So many people.
最前列におられるあの方、ずいぶん積極的ですね。
Alright, let's hear from
こ
them.
んにちは。エコーフロントの記者ノックスです。一つ伺いたいのですが、あなたがアイダから来たという証拠はありますか？
Huh?
つまりですね、あなたが本当にアイダから来たとどうやって証明できるんですか？アイダからの来訪者なんて名乗って、愚かな機関派から寄付を巻き上げようとしている詐欺師じゃないって、どう示すつもりなんです？
Wait, what? I didn't say I'm here for donations.
では何をしに来られたんですか？
I'm representing High Cross in our negotiations with Anchor Infinity. We're hoping we can... If I tell them we want to rebuild a tower of fantasy in Kailo, what will they think? Will they support me, believe me, or...
どうしました？ひょっとして図星ですか？
That sounds so hostile. I'm just thinking about how to say this. Some things still haven't been formally discussed, so it's too early to reveal them publicly.
はぐらかしてばかりだな。俺から見りゃ今までの詐欺師よりちょっと巧妙だが、所詮は詐欺師だ。
まあまあ落ち着きましょう。ノックス記者も決して悪意があって言っているわけではありません。ただ、これまでキルオではアイダを見つけたと語って民衆を欺いた連中があまりにも多かったのです。狼少年という物語をご存知でしょ？本当にアイダの方が来られたというのに、いざその時になると、キルオの人々はむしろそれを信じられなくなってしまったんですよ。そんなに気を揉まないでください。証明は簡単です。アイダから持ってきたと証明できるものを皆さんに見せればいいんですよ。
アイダは自然が豊かで、果物や野菜、美味しい料理もたくさんあると聞きました。きっとキルオの食事は口に合わないはずですし、何か食べ慣れた食べ物を持ってきていてもおかしくないのでは？
No, I didn't. No one mentioned bringing gifts before we set off.
ほれ見ろ、やっぱりな。
まさか。
もういいでしょう。これ以上言葉を重ねても信じてもらえないのなら、いっそこの場ではっきりさせましょう。アイダの人々も私たちと同じように転送ゲートが使えるのですよね。でしたら今ここで施設に一度アイダへ戻っていただき、アイダにしか存在しないものを持ち帰ってきてもらいましょう。そうすればもう誰も疑うことはないでしょ
う。明暗ですね。外交し
Nato may look genuinely eager to help, but I can't shake the feeling he's got ulterior motives. What if he uses this opportunity to send me back to Island and shuts off the spaceboat behind me, trapping me there? Still, High Cross won't stop sending new representatives. What is it really after? I'm Shirley, assistant to Cecil. There's no need for them to go to in person. I can handle it. The spaceboat needs a beacon from Asperia. So Nato, do you mind help me? Shirley, you don't have to agree to this. There are other options. We're clearly setting a trap to weaken our influence here. If we don't play along now, we'll be branded liars immediately. But you're the diplomatic representative of High Cross headquarters. Your every word and action reflects on High Cross. It sounds grand, but it means we must watch our words and actions to avoid getting them any animation. Whether it's the upcoming negotiations, Plotty's mission, or finding Bagus, we have to follow his instructions to the letter. Besides, you gave us a contingency before we left, didn't you? And don't forget, I'm an angel of clemency.
何こそこそやってんだ。バレそうになって焦ってんのか。まさか逃げるつもりじゃないよな。
Of course not, we're just discussing what to bring back. High Cross District 7, which was originally Vera, has lots of local delicacies. I'll make sure to bring back enough for everyone to sample.
どうやら詐欺師の仲間はこいつを見捨てて先に逃げたらしいな。今頃は時空乱気流に紛れて宇宙のどこかへ消えちまったかもな。
そんなはずは。ラファ様は彼らの上官ともやり取りしていたんですよ。遠隔会議とはいえ正式な交渉のはずです。転送ゲートの設計は精密で複雑です。私はただのセキュリティ担当。技術に精通した研究者ではありません。細工なんてできるわけがないでしょう。私だってあなたたちが本物であってほしいと誰よりも望んでいるんですよ。
なんとさん、アンフォール産業がキルオ人により良い生活を提供しようとどれほど尽力してきたかは私たちも承知しています。でも焦りや不安がある時こそそういう心の隙を狙ってくる輩がいるんです。
あなたまさか本当に詐欺師だったんですか。私たちのことまで騙すなんて信じて助言までしたというのに。誰かこの者を捕らえてブライトン監獄へ収監してください。それから仲間を捜索するよう部隊を出してドリーム艦隊に指名手配を要請するのです。
了解しました。
You really need to think this through. You know what will happen if you lock me up. If you detain me now, I promise you'll be forced to release me soon.
無駄口はもう結構です。連れて行きなさい。
Oh boy. Yeah, I knew it! This was fucked up from the start.
ぐずぐずするな。早く歩け。
Sounds all fucked
囚
up.
人番号26925925所属刑務所ブライトン監獄。
Sounds all fucked up. After the procedures were completed, I would. How do you plan on keeping me here? Are you holding me to force High Cross to accept your demand to settle on Ida? Or is this to prove that Kailo said the Ida visitor isn't real?
先ほど私がマスコミの前で言った言葉を理解していないのですか。あなたは残りの人生をここで過ごすことになります。
What do you expect to gain from this? If I'm missing for too long, High Cross won't just sit around and do nothing. You know that, right?
ハガードがあなたたちの安全のためにアンフォールへ圧力をかけたことは知っているようですね。ということはこう解釈していいのでしょうか。ゼロ鉱山区の転送ゲートにハガード本部のビーコンを仕込んだのはあなただと忘れないでください。キルオとハガード本部の間で通信できるのはラファ様の執務室にある特製装置だけです。つまりもし本部と連絡が取れていたとしたらあなたたちは密かに転送ゲートを通ってすでに一度戻っていたことになります。
So you plan to force me to confess to illegal acts and now prove High Cross is an unreliable partner. Then the Kailians will lose faith in the High Cross's Ida. Is that it? You're so afraid of the Kailians return to Ida that you're so afraid of Anchor losing everything that it has now that you threaten my safety. Maybe you should reflect on your own actions before you rush to punish me.
顧みるのはあなたの方でしょう。あなたはキルオとアンフォールに敵対する勢力ウェンズデー海賊団と密かに接触。その上アンフォールの資産であるエロース氏の研究成果を破壊し、さらには逃亡中の重罪人ヘレンネをかくまった。それからもう一つ、もし今日あなたを捕らえていなければ ジョン所長に連絡を取ってアイダのために働くよう説得するつもりだったのでは？
Nothing you're saying makes any sense. I suggest you be patient, listen to every word I say. If I don't respond more than 7 days, the entrance coordinates of the passage from Kailo to Ida will be released. Then every Kylian will know how to return to
ア
Ida.
イダへの座標？
It's the passage I took to get here from Ida.
私もまさかこんなにも愚かな人間がいるとは思いませんでしたよ。当ててみましょう。座標の公開方法は臨税氏の配信ですね。そしてその座標、アンフォールがハガードに送ったあの座標ってとこでしょうか。
I won't tell you anything.
じゃあ仮にそれもちろんあなたが本当に用意周到なら彼女をどこか安全な場所に隠しているはずです。ヘレンネの時のようにね。そしてその安全な場所は少なくとも7日以内には見つからないほど厄介な場所なんでしょ。
Thought Anchor Finn was all powerful here, but it turns out even you can't find her. This plan is actually real. Aren't you just walking into a trap? Oh, wait a moment. There's actually another option. Release me now. I'll apologize profusely and admit my credibility to the Kylians.
見つけられないってわけじゃないんですよ。ただね、取るに足らない人物を探すのにそこまで人員と時間を割く価値があるかと言われると割に合わない。それだけです。そして2つ目、座標の話です。通路の構築計画ではハガードとキルオがそれぞれ自分たちの管轄区域にゲートを開き、その2つがすでに確認された時空接続点で合流するように設計されています。そして万が一にも接続が失敗しないようにハガードとキルオはお互いに通路の座標を共有していました。ただしアイダとは違い、キルオが存在する宇宙は時空乱気流の影響を受けており、その座標は常に不安定なんです。
Why are the coordinates being stable?
単純なことですよ。この宇宙を水が満たされていない水槽だと思ってください。その中には大小さまざまな空のボトルが浮かんでいて、中には水が漏れるものもあればそうでないものもある。そして水槽自体が何か得体の知れない力で常に揺さぶられている。だからボトルは混沌とした水流に流され、位置も常に変わる。固定されることはありません。とはいえ長年の探索の末にアンフォールは時空乱気流の一部に法則性があることを突き止めています。それは例えば帰郷者集会の連中が終日号付近の乱気流を通って道を見つけられるのと同じようなものです。
So the coordinates gave us while we're only valid when creating the passage. As the space-time turbulence shifted, these coordinates no longer mark the entrance to the passage.
その通りです。今あそこにあるのは乱気流の渦が荒れ狂う領域に過ぎません。だからこそわざわざ人を探し回る必要なんてないんですよ。仮にあなたが本当にそんな計画を立てていたとしても構いません。座標が公開されたらアンフォール産業に反感を抱く者たちは我先にとその入り口に飛び込むでしょう。そしてもしその計画が成功したのならアンフォールの敵はまとめて一掃されるというわけです。その一方で彼らの帰還を待っていた日和見の連中も風向きがどちらに変わったのか嫌でも気づくことになるでしょうね。
This is in danger.
そんなはずないでしょう。これはあくまで家庭の話。まさか本当にそんな計画を企てていたわけじゃないですよね。もし本当だったらあなたのせいで何人の命が失われることになるんでしょうね。ああ失礼。そろそろ会議の時間ですので。何せ今回のマスコミ対応でアンフォール産業は民のためを思ったがゆえに詐欺に遭った被害者という立場になりましたからね。いやはやこれはこれで立派な世論危機です。私もラファ様に何か策を提案しなくては。
You're shameless.
ああそうだ。 あなた、オーディン酒場でブライトン区に行きたいって願ってたんでしたよね。いかがです？私が用意したブライトン監獄という名の宿、気に入ってもらえましたか？グングニルの願い事は決して外さないんですよ。
You were with Tavern. No, you and Bogus. How are you two linked? Lights out. I toss and... Oh. Not to know what I said our own tavern, there must be a mysterious force behind this place. And it's most likely Ink Infinity. I asked about Bogus back over in the tavern. Does not to know him. Now how does he know who Bogus really is? And where is he hiding? Perhaps I got locked up because I was getting too close to Bogus. He was afraid I'd find him, so he had me thrown in prison. Right now, I have to stop Linces from releasing the coordinates. I still have to find Shirley. How can I get word out? Should we just sit here and wait for High Cross to rescue me? Psst. Hey, Nancy. What are you doing up in the middle of the night? Careful, the Droid Tomcat said he'll send you straight to the Dream House. Lincoln, listen, I figured something out. New roommates in here pretending to be from Ida. Even Ink Infinity was fooled. Whatever. Wait, even Ink Infinity fell for it? This new fish has some guts. First of all, I'm not faking it. Second, I'm not even asleep, so you don't have to whisper. You even fooled yourself, huh? There really were people from Ida. Ink Infinity would have been toppled ages ago. You'd probably be sitting here I'd be sitting here in that case. Maybe it's not a lie, and they're just crazy. Whatever happened before, once you're in here, you're one of us. Nothing like you. I haven't committed any crimes. You really aren't from Ida, are you? Forget it. Believe whatever you want. Don't act all high and mighty. Everyone kind of knows the truth, except those useless drunks in the Brighton zone. Brighton prison doesn't hold the worst of us, but the bravest and most righteous. Only those who dare to speak the truth, stand against oppression, and sacrifice themselves for justice are worthy of being here. These Iron Bars don't lock up criminals, they lock up Kailo's last conscience. Keep it down, the Droid Tom's coming. New fish, I'm Gandhi, but everyone calls me Captain. You could call me New Fish. I have a name and it's Cecila. What's with the attitude? What are you, a chunk of raw ore or something? I don't understand you. Raw ore is someone who's doing time for the first time, while a New Fish is a fresh arrival. Cecila, why did you lie to Ink Infinity and say you were sent from Ida? Okay, one last time, I'm not lying. As Nanto... No. Nancy just said, everyone locked up here is like the conscience of Kailo, and I'm the same. I'm the conscience of Ida. Interesting. So, tell me, how exactly did you find your way to Kailo? Have you guys had too much coffee? Can't sleep in the middle of the night? And want to hear a bedtime story? Go ahead, I'm listening. I don't want to talk about it. You wouldn't believe me anyway. You'd just laugh and say I should be writing novels. Looks like Ink Infinity hit you pretty hard. I believe you're for real, Aiden. Just before you arrived, Ink Infinity hauled in a batch of pirates they caught at the homecoming assembly. We've already heard the gist of what happened. I might be the only one who believes you, though. And I'm only choosing to trust you because of Grand Lola's granddaughter and her student. Wait, you're familiar with Linces and the others? I used to follow Granny Lola. To uphold her ideals, I even put together my own pirate crew. But later on, I needed to make ends meet, so I went to the Brighton zone for business. How did a businesswoman end up behind bars? Tax evasion? She got charged on running illegal experiments under the Floral Expo cover. I was actually planning an uprising against Ink Infinity. My original sentence was 20 years, but after 2 failed escapes, I now have 99 years and 10 months left. Floral Expo? Isn't that the Helix Bio's lab? Are you related to that somehow? course not, but Anchor Infinity would never jail Mr. Hamilton, the man who behind Helix Bio's greatest achievements. They needed someone to take the fall, and my background in time made me the perfect scapegoat. Got it now? No one locked up here has actually done anything wrong. They just made Anchor Infinity mad, is all. So how come you two are in here? I'm an R0 foreman. I organized a strike against after Anchor Infinity's harsh treatment. Got 20 years for it. 14 left. I got 8 years for doing maintenance and system repairs and shifts without flight permits. Only two left now. So how long did you get? Not sure. I didn't even stand trial. But Nanto said I'd stay here for the rest of my life. So who knows? Maybe Gandhi and I can grow old together here. Don't even think about it. It's actually pretty funny. Real life is so bad, what else can you do but laugh? Easy. You figure out a way to break free from despair. You mean, escape like Helene did? This is Brighton as a prison, so there are cameras everywhere. Except for the main gate, the whole perimeter is engulfed in raging space-time turbulence. Helene, that crazy girl, actually burst through a wall and leapt straight into the turbulence. I have to get out and fast. Anchor Infinity set a deadly trap, and without my signal, everyone, Linsis and Kailo would want to turn the Ida would perish. What do you mean? Linsis really takes the homecomers to those coordinates. Won't they perish without a trace? We've been trapped in this corner of the universe for 50 years. It's not like we ever had anyone to bury the dead. To recycle resources, everyone's bodies are reclaimed and repurposed. This is really the time to be talking about that. Captain, shouldn't we be helping somehow? I'm beat. Let's get some sleep. We got work to do tomorrow. Alright. Good night. Good night, Captain. Oh boy. It's a prison break. I've been holding back because I'm a diplomatic representative, but it's clear Anchor Infinity won't play by the rules any longer. Sleepless nights. Are you calling me? Breakfast time! Yeah, Captain, may I ask you something? What is it? Select. Won't even let me select anything! There it goes. You've done business in the Brighton zone. What do you know about Odin's Tavern? Is Anchor Infinity involved? Are you really worrying about that right now? We're stuck here anyway, so why not just chat about it? Then you asked the right person. I actually know the answer to that. The owner of Odin's Tavern is Apex, the space station's largest shareholder. The Apex CEO died from under mysterious circumstances before the station's launch and control passed to Sarada, the eldest son of the Todd family. He later took charge during the station's explosion crisis. How do you know all of this? Do you have any proof? What do you think? How does a mud-stomping ex-space pirate like me end up as a Brighton zone merchant? How could I know? Because I was born in the Brighton zone. My mother was an Apex engineer and in charge of the space station's construction, and she had close ties to the Todd family. When Aglaya Todd, the eldest daughter of the Todd family, began building Odin's Tavern, my mother created a streamlined, low-resource plan and launched it without nothing but a multifunctional bar counter. In other words, Odin's Tavern was originally established by Aglaya Todd, the Todd family's eldest daughter, but Kailo now is not controlled by Anchor Infinity. That's a whole other story, and it's Nanto's story too. Then tell me this, who is the owner of Odin's Tavern now? I don't know exactly who, but within the Homecomers' innermost circle, everyone knows Apex never really disappeared because Odin's Tavern has been running the whole time. Surely Anchor Infinity isn't running Odin's Tavern, right? Unless Aglaya is Anchor Infinity's CEO, that's impossible. I don't understand. You are an Iden, so you don't understand Miss Aglaya at all. After the explosion, Acerado would only rebuild the space station so quickly with Miss Aglaya's help. The tech prodigy who led the station's AI reconstruction, she restored what little remained after the explosion wiped out most servers. Without her, then not one person on board would have survived. She stored all of Odin's resources on a standalone server that's said to be hidden deep within the space-time turbulence. After Miss Aglaya was cryogenically frozen due to the Starstone syndrome. Wait, cryo-frozen? Aglaya was cryo-frozen? Isn't there already a cure for Starstone syndrome? The news said it was a cryogenic freezing. Anchor Infinity even turned the case into an ad for the new stasis pods and plastered it everywhere. But almost no one believed them. Some say Anchor Infinity used the cryogenic anesthesia to kill Lana's mother, heiress of the Todd family. That's how they took Lana and secured the powerful position they hold today. Anyway, that's all news from the old last generation. Well, I know about Odin's Tavern, right? Where it is, before Aglaya was frozen, she appointed a trusted confidant to run it in her stead. So this is how the Homecomers Assembly and the Wednesday crew have been getting their funding this whole time. That's right, ever since Anchor Infinity ousted Apex, they've been using the Hope Fleet's expeditions to hunt for the server cluster and that mysterious agent. So far, they've only come up empty-handed. They could send a few hands on the bar run the bar and keep expanding Odin's Tavern, but they can't as much as touch the real Odin's Tavern. Wait, what is... Okay. Oh, we're back to this where I can't select. Game? Brighton prison has looked crowded, but at the last Homecomer Assembly, I saw Nanto haul away lots of pirates with my own eyes. Kailo has numerous prisons. Some are located in the scattered space mining facilities where inmates are forced to work as miners, while others sit at key junctions along safe routes where prisoners are tasked with maintaining supply points. There are actually dozens of Brighton prisons, big and small. This is just one of them. The pirates you mentioned are probably locked up in one of the others. So that's how it is. Oh, and some of them are probably dead. Dead? How'd they die? They botched the jobs, they were punished. Killed for it. What kind of job? What kind of punishment? You'll be doing that job today, so you'll find out soon enough. As for the punishment, you're better off not knowing. I don't want to learn more about this place, Trying to break out, huh? I never said that. This place is swarming with surveillance and you're talking so loud. Aren't you afraid of a droid Tom will hear you and drag you out to get punished? Relax, no one who's locked up in here ever gets out anyway. You could turn your escape plan to a song and sing it straight to a droid Tom. No one would even care. Save your strength, it's pointless. There's really no way out. Yep, dead people. Dead people get to leave. If you're that eager to get out, be my guest. Give it a try. I said yesterday if I can't get out, many people will die. If you want to help me break out, then forget about it. Once you know everything about this place, you'll understand me. Okay. How much do you know about Nanto? A lot. Depends on what you want to know. Everything. That's way too much to get through in a single meal. We probably need 3. Tell me everything you know. If you know anything about Bogus, tell me that first. Bogus? That name does ring a bell. You know him? Take it easy, it just sounds familiar. Can't quite place where I've heard it before. To try and remember, how's he linked to Nanto? I don't think this has anything to do with Nanto. I don't think I heard that name from anyone linked to him. It's just vaguely familiar. Maybe I'm just mixing things up. I'll tell you about Nanto first. We're about the same age, and my mom was really close with the Todd siblings, so I actually know him pretty well. I've heard stories about him ever since I was a kid. We're both childhood friends? No, to me he was more like a role model. Whenever I ticked my mom off as a kid, she'd tell me to learn from Nanto. She'd say he's a kind, smart, and all that. So what's your relationship? He doesn't know me, but I've known him since I was little. He's Asarada's adopted son. Asarada's adopted son? Since when did that happen? Around 2696? At that time, both Todd siblings had contracted Starstone Syndrome. Also, Anchor Infinity had discovered the Ore Zero Zone and rolled out credits, and Apex has lost a significant portion of its business to Anchor Infinity. Nanto's parents were also employees of Apex, and Anchor Infinity held a grudge against them over work-related matters. After they died, Asarada adopted him. Asarada spent years battling Starstone Syndrome, and this constant strain left on no time for marriage or children. He treated Nanto as his son and poured all his knowledge and skills into him, grooming him to be Apex's future heir. So how come he's a director at Anchor Infinity now? Well, that's a bit complicated for now. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Breakfast time is over. Breakfast time is over. Go to plant's cultivation room, start your work. Alright. Come on, the work you're so curious about is starting. Prison simulator! Oh, can't we just whip out our weapons? Come on, I'll teach you. Over here. These plants are Helix Bio's patents. These species can conduct electricity. We're responsible for looking after them, making sure they stay healthy. Helix Bio again. What exactly do I do? It's simple. We have 3 nutrient solutions here, each with a different effect. Add the measured amounts to a specified order. Just follow my lead. I'll do it first, and you copy. Once you get the hang of it, you can do it on your own. First, you use your test tube to draw the liquid from the bottle on the far left. Don't let it touch the inner wall. Add 10 drops to the roots and wait until the soil is fully absorbed in nutrient solution. Okay. Far left one. 10. By the way, what were you and the captain talking about just now? She seemed to really enjoy talking with you. Oh, I'm from Ida. I don't really know much about this place, so I was just asking you things I'm curious about. Let me finish this first and we'll talk. 10 drops. Wait a minute. That's not right. What? What's wrong? This nutrient solution rack is the wrong way around. So the numbers are reversed. I'm supposed to use the one on the far right. That's what you meant by far left, right? What? It's impossible. Let me see. Watch out! Oh boy. I'm done for! Vendor 1166-7 wasted 2 bottles of nutrient solution. Punishment, 1 night in the brain interface room. No, please! Oh boy. What even is the brain interface room? The punishment that can get you killed? Everyone just calls it the dream house. Watch yourself. Don't ever slip up, and whatever you do, try to stay out of there. That Lincoln. He switched your nutrient solution on purpose, just so you get a taste of the dream house, and you're still worried about him. Why would he do that? Because I trust you. He just doesn't like you. That's all. Can't you tell? We got free time until dinner. Since you're so curious about Kailo, how about I take you to the electronic reading room? You can learn a lot there. Who knew we learned so much from prison? Use all the machines in here. Just unlock them with your fingerprint. Other than here, only the cafeteria and the plant cultivation room are open. There's no food in the cafeteria, but if you're hoping to cut your sentence by working extra hours, you can always head back to the cultivation room. If you perform exceptionally well, you might even earn access to the gym and the movie room. Well, let's be honest, there's no way you'll qualify for those. Using these terminals, perhaps I can contact Void Piercer. I'm okay here, I'll just stay where I am. Suit yourself, I'm an exemplary prisoner, so I'll go catch a movie. Inmates who bust out of prison get another 100 years out of their sentence as are regarded as exemplary. Bye! If there's anything you don't get, just go ask Stefan over there. He's an old bookworm who knows this place better than anyone. Stralis. Is that the exploration mission Hipper mentioned was recently approved? I think the Expo Hall mentioned it too. I think it's pretty important to the Hope Fleet. And Sarada passed away due to Starstone Syndrome. I thought there was already a cure for that. So Phantom was actually just Sarada! Is that really what killed him? What about Nanto? Just a little useless junk. Is this terminal completely separate from the outside world? Hey, Mr. Man. Hey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Don't interrupt me, I'm reading. I just got a simple question. Are these terminals connect completely offline? Do not update the digital archive here. I heard the whole prison's being surveilled. Guess it's an AI, right? Does that mean the network here is monitored too? It's really noisy. I'll answer one question, but no more bothered me after that. The digital library here is offline. When it needs an update, staff from the management office bring over a dedicated network plugin to do it. No, don't even think you can find a way to contact the outside world from here. Every time some new fish shows up, they ask me the same stupid questions. People are really getting on my nerves. Yeesh. Studying, I'm researching, I'm using my life to read. You're wasting my precious time. You're keeping me from gaining new knowledge. Okay, I get it. I'm really sorry. I won't bother you anymore. Yes. Guess I can't get the Void Piercer from here. Lights out time. I'm back to my cell to get some rest. Mr. Rafa, you only just recovered. Should you rest a while longer? Alex Bio's tech has already been proven reliable. There's no need. Now, tell me your assessment of our diplomatic representative. Diplomatic representative Raiko sent his green and experience, so there's nothing to fear. Now I just have to wait for those most stubborn homecomers to deliver themselves straight into our hands. Right now, I'm worried about Helix Bio. And Joe. He's not exactly tight-lipped. Rumors about Planet Noah are already spreading. Even you've heard. He nearly blurted it out right in front of that diplomatic representative today. The way I found out was entirely from the bounds of my normal duties. Don't worry, I was planning to make Noah and Project Arc public anyway. This won't affect the bigger picture. Are you interested in reading the Art Project Arc press release? This is outside my clearance. I'm not authorized to view it. Not any leads on that Bagus who was mentioned in the surveillance footage. That's the next thing I wanted to report. I've looked into it, but there isn't a single person named Bagus in all of Kailo. Not sure what's going on, but I'll be more thorough in the next interrogation. That would be necessary. This Bagus isn't importance. Do you recognize this person? One of the passengers killed in an explosion on the space station, an Asparian. I remember him because he boarded with an invitation from Apex. Don't concern yourself with the dead. We have more important matters. At the next interrogation, start by asking what the difference between Shirley and Nemesis is. Why do we need to ask about that? I know about Shirley, but who is Nemesis? The humanoid weapon from Ida is called an Angel of Clemency. It employs a unique form of Omnium technology. Shirley was merely her name before being modified. Now she goes by Nemesis. We're studying the manufacturing technology of the Angels of Clemency. It will help greatly aid Project Arc, but we still can't break through her subconscious. The door stands in the way, and the answer to the problem is the key. Understood, I'll hand it right away.
ナンバー25925ナント様より尋問だ。直ちに尋問室へ移動せよ。
おはようございます。いい香りですね。どうやらブライトンの食事はかなりお口に合うようで。あいにく私はそこまで暇ではありません。ただ、アイダについていくつか質問したいだけです。
My son is so interested in Ida. Is Ink Infinity determined to stop any Kailians from contacting Ida?
確かに。しかし、私もそうだとは限りません。
Huh. Did you really think you can earn my trust that easily? I've heard lots about you here, like how you sold out your own benefactors for personal gain.
信じてもらうつもりはありません。ただ、アイダのことを聞きたいだけです。
Really?
ドリーム艦隊のベロニカ将軍は、ただいま任務執行中です。この監獄は当面、私の管理下にあります。私のやり方についてはご安心ください。もっとも、かつてトップ1産業を率いたアスラーダを舐めているようであれば、話は別ですがね。
What do you want to know and why?
ハガードの人間は信用できません。ラファ様との会談に2度同席しましたが、連中はそちらの環境をまるで楽園のように吹聴していました。肥沃な土壌、穏やかな気候、豊かな物産、発達した科学技術、そして誰もが幸せに暮らしていると。我々キルオ人をバカだとでも思っているのですか。新キルオ人はもう忘れているかもしれませんが、私は違います。私はキルオ宇宙ステーションのプロジェクト文書を目にしました。そこには深刻化するタイムハザードを避けるために箱舟プロジェクトを準備する必要があるとはっきり記されていたのです。
Arc?
キルオ宇宙ステーションの名前は箱舟です。それは終末の時代において残されたキルオ人を乗せ、神聖を求めて航行し、最悪が去った後に再び故郷を築くという願いを込めたものらしいです。ですが、どうでしょう。あれほど離れていたにもかかわらず、箱舟ステーションはあの大爆発の影響を受けたのです。だからこそ、爆心地の真ん中にいたあなた方が無事でいられるなんてありえません。
You still haven't told me why you want to know all this.
あなたはゼロ鉱山区に長く身を置き、また機関派とも深く関わってきました。故にアンフォールがキルオ人を虐げ、私欲のために資源を支配していると憎んでおられることでしょう。しかしハガードが一度たりとも嘘をついたことがないと断言できますか。あなたの私がアスラーダ様を裏切ったのは自分の生活を守るために過ぎません。今も同じです。ここであれ 愛だであれ、私は自らの意志で選びます。
If I were to judge, Ada might not be as perfect as Hycross made it sound like during your meeting, but it's certainly better than being the current Or Zero zone. If I get the chance, I'll lay everything out honestly, and any Kylan who wishes to return to Ida can go see it for themselves first, and then share their impressions with the others.
まだ本当のことを言わないんですか。では、あなたのご友人のシャーリーさんについて話しましょうか。まさか、あなたと共にキルオへ来た存在が、タイムハザードの被害者だったとは驚きました。つまり、あなた方は結局、タイムハザードから逃れられてはいないということでしょう。彼女の記憶に刻まれた映像は、その事実をまざまざと突きつけてくるほどに衝撃的でしたよ。
I know Shirley is. What have you done to her? Her memories. How'd you see them?
何もしていません。ただ、ネメシスの治療に尽力しているだけです。時空乱気流の影響で機体が暴走したので、脳に干渉せざるを得なかったのですよ。
Shirley named back to Ida. You tampered with the beacon and threw her into the very heart of space-time turbulence. Aaron Kyle, that was the only way to render her
で
powerless.
すから、我々が治療しているのはネメシスであって、シャーリーではありません。あなたにとって、あの二人は本当に同じように見えますか？冷え切った体も、輝きを失った瞳も。
Be quiet. Calm down. So that's about Ida, but he shifted the conversation from temporal anomalies to Shirley instead. Did Bogus tell him about all this? Why mention Shirley? Shirley's in their hands now. She's basically a hostage. Feeling a hostage? No, they just want to ensure Shirley remains alive. What's the point of this interrogation?
私は彼女をネメシスと呼んでおりますが、あなたはシャーリーと呼ぶ。あなたにとって、あの二人は何が違うのですか？まさか、機械の体になった彼女が嫌いとか？
Nemesis, Shirley, Nem. Bogus wants to track down Nem, but Shirley? This could be my chance to reach Nem. With her help, I can get away sooner. Shirley, Nem, I believe in you both. To me, Shirley will always be Shirley. Her body may have been rebuilt after the temporal anomaly, but she herself hasn't changed. As for Nemesis, I don't know how much you know about the natures of clemency, but I suggest you don't provoke Shirley when she loses control. If you do that, Nemesis won't be controlled by a gentle Shirley anymore, but by the angry Void Piercer. Friendly warning, don't play with fire.
Void.
No boy. When's our bust out? I'm tired of Prison Simulator. Hey guy, how'd you handle prison? Or punishment duty? I miss mealtime, I'm so hungry! Lincoln, thank goodness you're alive! My brain's practically fried after a whole night in the dream house. God, he told me you switched my nutrient solution on purpose. Is that true? I'm sorry. When you discovered the nutrient solution had been put in backwards, I panicked. I was worried you figured out it was me, and I ended up knocking over my own region. It was all my own doing. Don't worry, I swear I won't sit you up this time. Do you like Gandhi? How do you figure that out? Truth be told, I didn't even realize. I just guessed. Don't worry, I haven't told anyone you fancy her. No telling anyone about this, okay? You have to keep it a secret. If I want to get out of here, I need to learn everything about this place as quickly as possible. Gandhi refused to help, and she only just got here anyway. So Lincoln might be my best shot. Tell me about the dream house. I won't breathe a word about this to anyone. Deal? Deal! Dreamhouse is actually a specialized brain interface. Back when the Ida explosion hit, the space station got blown to pieces, and its AI Noah went down for good. Back then, an AI researcher suggested taking the passengers in the stasis pods who couldn't wake up, and using them to form an AI server. That way, Noah could be repaired as quickly as possible. How can you make a server out of passengers? Human brains. The Dreamhouse's brain interface prototype was developed back then. Apparently it can siphon off a person's consciousness data and store it in a temporary drive for safekeeping. vacant brains were then linked together, allowing the AI to sleep in and harness the neural power. That's what kept the space station alive during the most perilous phase. So what's the meaning behind dreaming? To be honest, I don't really get it either. Either way, once you're in there, you can see all kinds of things. Bits and pieces from every corner of Kailo, but when you wake up, you can hardly remember anything. Based on my experience repairing spaceship systems, I'd say it's the information channel that everyone's consciousness passes through when it's sent out or pulled back in. I don't understand. The books say that back in the day, cities had busy roads. You're just like one of the cars on those roads, and plenty of others driving from here, there, and everywhere. So these dreams were caused by people glimpsing data fragments and transmitted from elsewhere? Like snippets of surveillance footage, digital messages, or even streams or credits? You're pretty sharp. If that's really the case, then how come people die in there? Brighton Prison has a complex history. In the beginning, it was built by Anchor Infinity to lock up people who stood against them. Later, the Hope Fleet seized control. Later, when Anchor Infinity realized some prisoners had information they wanted, they cut a deal with the Hope Fleet and brought in this brain interface to dig through people's memories. Once Kyle was up and running, Lana's computing power still wasn't enough, so Anchor Infinity started using the machine to tap into prisoners' brains. Using that excuse, they took back control of the prison again. I see now. Hey, I'm not finished. What's with that I see? This brain interface has adjustable power settings. Crank them up too high and it'll damage the brain, causing all kinds of issues, even death. Veronica, the generally hopefully was despised Anchor Infinity for quite some time. She once captured a senior Anchor Infinity executive and planned to subject him to a thorough interrogation. Anchor Infinity used the brain interface to find that person's brain overnight. The usually mild-mannered General Veronica was so furious that she smashed a cup, stayed up all night setting up a compliance and investigation committee for the prison. So Brighton Prison is under Hope complete control again now. I know you're thinking. Anchor Infinity just sent Veronica off on a long-range expedition. It's so natural that they're using her absence to try to retake control of the prison. That's why Nanto's been coming and going non-stop lately. So there have been lots of conflicts between Anchor Infinity and the Hope Fleet, both open and concealed. I always thought the Hope Fleet was under Anchor Infinity's control. Under the last general, things were more or less like that, but ever since Veronica took over, she's given Anchor Infinity one hell of a headache. So as long as the brain interface isn't turned up too high, it doesn't kill people. Yeah, basically, but it depends on the person. That machine and I don't get along. Most people just get a little drowsy after a night inside it, but my brain aches for ages before I'm back to normal. The brain interface's power was only reduced because of that showdown between General Veronica and Anchor Infinity. People don't die as easily now, but it still does quite a bit of damage. The brain interface can send a person's consciousness out and use their human brain as a temporary server for Lana. Does that mean this machine is my way to contacting the outside world? The message I asked Nato to pass on to surely really reached her. Perhaps I can use the brain interface there to contact them. What are you thinking? Don't go poking around just because you're curious. That thing might not kill people anymore, but if you're unlucky, 2 or 3 runs can still fry your brain. So what can I do? They'll run some tests. If they decide your brain's permanently shot, they'll take you away. Anchor Infinity doesn't tolerate deadweights. So does that mean we can get out in that case? Are you nuts? People go through rigorous testing before they let go. No one can fool Lana. Other people might not pass Lana's test, but with Void Piercer's help I might be able to. Also, I'm an authorizer. The brain interface can't put a heavier load on me than Gisthos does. No time to waste, so I should head to the brain interface room now. My grip slips and oh. Yeah, I slipped right up and I feel all dizzy. Damn, you're sent to the 190 brain interface room. Come on, Nem, please don't let me down. In the present so-called dream house to connect me to the brain interface. The brain activated and I immediately lost consciousness. When I woke up... Where is this place? How come it's so dark? This is nothing like Lincoln described. I built this place just for you. Lana can't listen to us in here. Nem! You really came! Did you receive Suri's message? I gotta hand it to you. You're pretty sharp reaching me through Shirley at a time like this. Do you already know everything that's been going on in this end? I snuck a look at the surveillance footage from the Brighton zone. You're awfully obedient. Whatever they tell you to do, you just do it. Who would have thought the high-class diplomatic representative was such a pushover? Come on, enough of that. I figured it out now. I never should have allowed them to lead me by the nose from the very start. Oh yeah, did you see Shirley when you came through looking for me? Is she okay? Kailo's group wants to understand how Shirley's consciousness controls the body modified by the heirs of Ida, so they've been keeping her connected to a brain machine for research. Shirley survived the temporal anomalies in the Angels of Clemency's modifications. After wandering inside Gisthas's with me for so long, there's no way Lana can unlock her subconscious. So, is Shirley at risk? Relax, they wouldn't dare harm her. She's way too valuable for that. I was going to rescue her, but I realized Lana would have allocated more than half her computational power to analyzing Shirley. I've only diverted a small portion of my computational power here for now. After all, this is Lana's turf. If I rushed to rescue Shirley, I'd definitely draw her attention, so I decided to come find you first. If I'd known you could come with such ease, I would have made our diplomatic representative. I would have saved a lot of trouble. I only had made it here because Gisthas's is a hyperdimensional quantum supercomputer enhanced by Omnium technology, and also because Shirley is here. Shirley is my anchor point. Without her, I never would have made it through space-time turbulence. Space-time turbulence can still block you? Of course, it's like an impenetrable electronic fog to me. Shirley is like a beacon, but only by following her light can I reach Kailo. There's plenty of time to talk about that later. For now, let me tell you how I can help you. First of all, how much can you actually do in Kaio? That depends on how much Lana can distribute her computational power. The less she assigns to one place, the more actions I can take. She's devoted very little to this prison. All the video footage, droid logs, prisoner activity data are merely stored here without being analyzed. That's how I managed to create a containment field to isolate Lana. I understand. Do you? I don't. Oh, if you need my full support, I can also use Gisthas's to block Lana's access to the entire Kailo space station, but it won't last very long. You're really that awesome. Lana's server isn't a hyperdimensional computer, so I have an advantage there. The problem is the space-time turbulence. Passing through it severely drains my computing power. I've only just arrived and haven't had time to properly assess Lana's processing capacity. If you need it, give me a couple days so I can get a clear grasp of what she's capable of first. We shouldn't go that far just yet. I'm hoping you can help me with two other things first. First, tell Ply I've been captured and locked up. Warn her that the passenger coordinates Kailo provide can shift due to space-time turbulence. High Cross plans to send anyone else, she needs to be extremely careful. Second, I need to break out ASAP. I've only got 4 days left at most. Then I'll have to forge a medical record convincing enough to make Lana believe the brain interface has already fried my brain. Got it. On to the medical records. For now, just rest here. I've already blocked the brain interface from tapping into your consciousness. Thank you, Void Piercer. Girl. Don't need to thank me. Once you're out, we'll rescue Shirley and we'll help you beat up Lana and Rafa. Sounds easy enough. Mr. Roth, our diplomatic representative, mistakenly entered the brain interface room today. He had the honor of supporting Kailo and Lana, if only a little. They've been locked up as a fraudster, but they're still a genuine first visitor from Ida so far. Aren't you even a little curious about the place? Humanity has a long history, but the same stories play out in different places. After all, everyone is human in the end. The Ions are just like us. They're human too. The homecomers believe that as soon as they go back, they will be welcomed with open arms, convinced that Aya is of one mind with them, as close as family. But is the world really that ideal? I don't think so. Tell me what you think then. High Cross never promised the Kailans any special treatment for return to Ida. They're dealing with us because they want to construct another Tower of Fantasy and compete with the limited resources we have here. Our dealings with High Cross are no different. It's purely about finding ways to profit about them. Ida certainly has fertile ground and is worth the effort for Kailo, but High Cross is no partner we can trust. The more genuine a diplomatic representative is, the more dangerous they are. Your theory is rational and very similar to Lana's calculations. Boost the output in the brain interface room. The diplomatic representative's physiology is unusual, so normal power probably won't be enough to bring their brain online. Understood. Solana's been updating the servers these past few months, so computing power is a bit short right now. Go gather the diplomatic representative's movements and statements in Kailo. I'll see if there's anything useful. The last answers were of no use to Shirley whatsoever. Either we were lied to, or they were simply wrong. I'll get right on it. Day 4. My grip slips. Ah, shit. Oh, that was old. Hello, Gandhi. Like I said, you screwed up yesterday and got sent to the brain interface room. I was like, yeah, I actually look fine. It must be tougher than I thought. No, I got it all wrong. I feel terrible right now. I just happen to have more willpower than most, so I'm forcing myself to hold it together. Oh, you think? Alright. Barely anyone in this prison comes out of the brain interface room with their mind intact, especially the new fish. After their first time in there, most of them can't even remember their own names. Oh, really? Is Gandhi trying to warn me? Right, even if my stomach can tell I figured out how to handle the brain interface, how am I supposed to fool Lana? I should be more careful. So she believed me before and gave me valuable intel. She's not just an ordinary prisoner. Perhaps she can help me. Mealtime's over. See ya. Wait a moment. What, missed me already? I'm sorry, Captain. I lied to you just now. The brain interface room doesn't actually affect me, but I can't tell you why. Why are you suddenly bringing this up? Because I need help. Like you said, I'm going to the brain interface room as a death sentence. If I don't react the right way, sooner or later everyone in this prison will realize something's off about me. Captain, I need you to help me protect this secret. What makes you think I'd help you? I can tell you're not ordinary, and Anchor Infinity clearly gets under your skin. Help me, and I'll make them regret ever crossing you. If you help me, at least I can make them suffer. So, how do you want me to help? I need solid intel on Nanto and Bagas. If you remember anything at all, please tell me. It's important. You're a smart one, and I like working with smart ones. You guessed right, my family has some influence in the Brighton zone, so even after rubbing Anchor Infinity the wrong way, I can still expect pretty decent treatment around here. As for Nanto, I do know a few things you won't discover in the reading room. Whether they're useful to you or not, that's for you to decide. Is it related to Bagas at all? Why are you so hung up on that name? I promise I'll think about it, but right now I really can't remember where I've heard it. Alright, fine. So what things can't I discover in the reading room? Brighton's prison's control is bounced back and forth between Anchor Infinity and hopefully a few times, but no matter who's running the place, there are two inmates who've never been hooked up to the brain interface. Who? Wait, 3637, an old man whose real name no one knows, and Stefan. So, what's so special about them? As far as I know, Nanto is the one protecting them. 3637 actually went through a brain interface interrogation back in the day, but he was a tough nut to crack. The machine couldn't access his subconscious. After he joined Anchor Infinity, Nanto interrogated 3637 and supposedly pried a trove of vital intel from him. With that, Nanto cut a deal with 3637, guaranteeing he will never be put in the brain interface again. Stefan is even more perplexing. He was framed and taken in because of his role as a specially appointed apex for scholar researching Iden history. Also, there were suspicions that he leaned toward the homecomers. As soon as Stefan was jailed, Nanto ensured he got special treatment with no brain interface sessions and no hard labor. Back then, Nanto was Rafa's trusted confidant, and the prison staff were happy to grant him that courtesy. That sounds like nothing more than shaky goodwill. In my view, it's probably just guilt eating at him. Someone who betrayed their foster father, suddenly caring about these people doesn't prove anything. Seems we have different views on this. What do you think? He's keeping a secret, a colossal one that might be tied to Bogus, the very person you've been chasing so relentlessly. And those two he's singled out for protection? They're your lead. Okay, do you have any ideas how to make them talk? There's nothing you can talk about it here. I asked Stefan ages ago, but even he doesn't know why Nanto treats him so differently. As for 3637, he's too old and his mind has gone long since deteriorated. You won't get anything out of him unless you can find someone who knew him before he went to prison. I look like I have access to prisoner files, or that I'm well connected in Kailo. Didn't you say that even locked up here in Brighton prison you can still cause trouble for the Anchor Infinity? I'm sure you can handle this. All this talking make me thirsty. Let's go. I can't blame you. Chat with Mr. Lincoln Boy. Hey, buddy. Hey, how are you holding up? That night in the dream house must have been rough. Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing double right now. Yikes, you're pretty careless. I found out over breakfast that Lauren and Lucy were brain fried last night. Dead? Yeah, based on how I felt last time, they definitely cranked up the brain interface power recently. Look, my hands are still shaking. If I had to go again, I'd be dead for sure. Whatever you do, don't go back in there then. Of course I will, but we're in Brighton prison now. Our lives aren't our own. Last year, when Lana's servers were being updated and computing power was scarce, Anchor Infinity came up with all sorts of excuses to throw people in prison and put them through the brain interface interrogations. But it was really just to boost Lana's computing power. Tons of people died back then. Even if they didn't, they ended up basically brain dead. If I ever ended up like that, I'd be better off dead. I'm betting that's how old Han's brain frauds fried. I don't get why they never let him out. Don't worry about the others for now. Focus on here and the now. If you make one more mistake, they'll send you in there. True that. You're in way better shape than I am. Everyone who went in with you was dead, but you still got plenty of fight left in you. I wish I was more like you. Huh. Everyone's slightly different. You said so yourself. Yeah, true. Hey, do you lie on it differently or something? Why are you affected so little? No. Be careful. Droid Tom's watching you. Oh boy. Go to the digital archives. Where's Stefan gone? I sent them away so we could talk. How did you know I'd be here? Because I'm good at reading people. Well, look, you tell me you're the restless type. You're never gonna rot in this prison. So you're not about to sit around with idiots like Barbara. All right, what do you want me for? Don't you want to know why Lauren died so soon? I just realized she's missing an arm. Nanto was responsible, right? I knew something was off with that Pirates assembly. He and Lauren would probably been working together for ages. Allow me to explain. Just before the third eradication operation on the day Lola Hans died, Nanto secretly sent Laurent to warn her, so that Wednesday could avoid the operation. But Laurent, driven by selfish ambition, murdered Lola Hans and pinned it on the Hope Fleet, igniting a conflict between the pirates and Anchor Infinity in the hopes of profiting from the chaos. Nanto told Laurent to leak the details of the eradication operation to Lola. No way! Why would he do something like that? It wasn't just once, it was all over and over. Long before Laurent ever left Wednesday, the two were already in touch. Wednesday is still around mostly because of his help. So, he's really the one behind Odin's Tavern. That's right, but don't go thinking he's a good guy. Anchor Infinity just wants the pirates and the Hope Fleet at each other's throats forever. Whenever one side starts to crumble, they prop it back up. To Nanto, Laurent has nothing more than a useful lapdog. If he ever dared to disobey, his master would put him down and get a new one. I'm guessing that's what happened. Weren't you once one of Laurent's loyal supporters? Things are different now. It wasn't until I landed in prison that Laurent told me everything. My stomach being a heinous pirate, but I'll never be some lapdog you can tease with dangling bone. Laurent got exactly what he deserved, and I'm happy about it. But Nanto still hasn't had his reckoning, and I've never despised him more than my life. Sessa, if you really are from Ida, you won't be stuck here for long. I'm afraid Nanto will have me wired up to the brain interface tonight just for telling you all this. I have just one favor to ask. Smash that smug, snobby-looking face of Nanto's to a bloody pulp for me, girl. I'd love to. I can't stand that guy. He's almost lights out. Hope he can grant me my final wish. I'd love to beat him to a pulp. So, when Nanto's original order to Laurent was actually to rescue Lola? Was that Anchor Infinity's plan or his own? Oh no. Who knows? Wish I could freaking sprint. I lay in bed, mulling over Scorpion's words. But sleepiness comes over me before long. Alright. All recordings related to Prisoner 25925 from Owen Tavern are here for you to review. Okay. By the way, Prisoner 29925 didn't go to the brain interface room today, right? Nope. Tomorrow I'll find a way to put Prisoner 25925 in there and raise the power output by 30%. That's right, Scorpion. Send her to the brain interference room tonight. Max out the power, same as for Laurent. Understood. Throughout the night, Nanto reveals all the video footage. The General Veronica's expedition is still going smoothly. I am not authorized to initiate communication with General Veronica. Hasn't Lana been operating in the prison lately? You are not authorized to access information about Lana's operations. Audie. This is Gray Fox. Please input password. Slug and Boss Lady. Hello, Mr. Nanto. Good long time to see you. I'm Audie. How can I assist you? Your presence here confirms my suspicions. I did indeed divert computing power that was meant for Brighton Prison. Currently, only standard surveillance systems at Brighton Prison are functioning properly. Lana's computing power hasn't been deployed in the prison. The power is down to just 50% to its former level across the Brighton zone. Simple server update couldn't have caused these anomalies. Seems Mr. Rafa is determined to dig into Shirley's technological secrets. His computing power at Shirley's location is still not enough to cover the Brighton zone's deficit. Some of the remaining capacity has vanished, seemingly siphoned to an encrypted shit. Involving new Lana model, 2 supporting a large construction projects. It must be the new project, secret Project Art. I'll begin investigating through Helix Bio later. Maybe I can locate her. Is there anything you need from me? Bogus, do you have any news about him? The master remains secret. Or silent, excuse me. Now that's strange. How do High Cross's diplomatic representative and Boggers become enemies? Guess what to ask. Oh boy. So Brighton Prison experiences power edges too. Some things aren't meant to be known by too many people. From now on, I ask, you answer. Don't test my patience.
あなたはバッカスを死地に追いやろうとしているのですか？
Why do you care about that? Do you know him? Is he from
ま
Kailo?
だとぼけるつもりですか？ラナの監視システム内に残されたあなたに関するすべての記録、そしてオーディン酒場であなたが口にした一言一句まで、すでに超興味深いですね。彼がいつ、どのような手段であなたの友人を傷つけたのですか？それはキルオでのことですか？それともアイダでのことですか？
Seems Boggers isn't full of trust you either, considering he hasn't told you anything. But you're still here, worrying about his safety. All my friends are in Ida. Boggers converted his subconscious into data and used
ゴ
Gustav's
ゾタ
to.
ス？彼はゴゾタスを利用して何を？
We thought the trail was one of High Cross's authorized before, but no one ever went through the passage between Ida and Kailo before me. If Nanto knows Boggers, then that suggests Boggers actually came from Kailo, which means he must have a conscious upload device there. The brain interface used to punish inmates. Brighton Prison has one, then there must be others out there. This can surely meet a Boggers.
なるほど。さすがあの人だ。
You don't even know what he did, and you already think he's right?
バッカスが何をなそうと、そこには彼なりの理由がある。私に説明する必要などはありません。私の役目は彼のために火種を断つこと。あなたがバッカスの命を狙うというのなら、私は
You idiots! How can you just blindly stick to your darn duties like
口
this?
だけは達者ですね。あなたは最近脳端末供給室を随分気に入っていると聞きました。本日こそ素晴らしい夢を見ていただきましょう。脳端末の出力以上で囚人が死亡するなどありふれたことです。あなたがそのせいで死んでしまってもラファ様やベロニカ将軍は疑わないでしょう。
Think you can crack open my mind and rip out the source code with that thing? I'm going to delete my own data source and then hand it over to
ソ
you.
ースコード、意識のデータソース。なるほど。ラファ様が探しておられる鍵はあなたの脳内にあると。いや、死を恐れ、情報差を利用して存在もしないソースコードをでっち上げ、私を脅そうとしているのですか？
Seriously don't know.
まったく、卑しい人ですね。口ではキルオ人と心を一つにと言いながら、実際にはキルオの資源と技術を利用することしか考えていない。ご心配なく、本気であなたを殺すつもりはありません。キルオの人々が再びアイダへ戻るためには、まだあなたの助けが必要ですから。
I'm going to return to Ida. Hasn't Anchor Infinity already decided to help trap the Kailians
言
here
った
forever?
はずです。この件に関しては、私とアンフォールの立場は同じではありません。ラファ様はご老朽ゆえか、将来のことを見通す力がなくなっておられる。今の地位を守るために、キルオの民を縛り付けておくよりも、いっそ間に進出し、ハガードにとって変わった方がよほど賢明でしょう。代表者は所詮、数人の科学者に過ぎませんから、大した力も見識もない。彼らには上辺だけ取り繕っておけばよいのです。そうすればアンフォールは堂々と間へ進出できる。そして少し辛抱して時を待てば、もしかしたら立場が逆転し間を動かしているのは我々かもしれませんよ。もちろんその頃にはラファ様はもうそれをご覧にはなれませんが。
How are you linked to Rafa and Boggers?
脳端末供給室でゆっくりとお考えなさい。あなたは賢いのか、それとも愚かなのか、全く判断しかねます。もしあなたが間に戻り、私に力を貸してくださるのであれば、将来アンフォールの アーシャ支社 CEO の座をお譲りすることもできます。あなたの立場と今の境遇からすれば最も賢明な選択だと一刻も早くご理解いただきたい。
Oh boy. They wire me in the brain interface. Night! Why didn't you show up yesterday? You have any idea how long I waited for you? I've already mapped out the prison. You were just outside chatting? I got tied up yesterday. Sorry about that. It might already be too late. What's the matter? After I reported to High Cross, he discovered that before you arrived in the Brighton zone, Kailo unilaterally shut down all channels of communication with High Cross, including the passage you used to get here. Polly's already working on a solution. Her dad gave me a good scolding, but said she misjudged Rafa, which got you locked up. She's really sorry. Maybe we should just wait for Plotty? Otherwise, even if we break out now, you'll still be stuck in Kailo. There's still one thing I don't understand. I just think Boggs could move freely between Highcross and Kailo only because of the Anchor Infinity. How come Nanto suddenly barged in and accused me like that today? He even cut the power to the room. Seems he's afraid Lana will find out. Is Boggs somehow connected to Anchor Infinity? We'll get to the bottom of this once we're out. I've already covered a few leads on Boggs. Plus, I now suspect that he used Anchor Infinity's brain interface to infiltrate Gestos. He might even be in the same place as Shirley. But when I contacted Shirley, I couldn't find anything. He's a devious scoundrel, always knows how to stay hidden. Now that we're this close, he'll bury himself even deeper. Once I'm out, I'll settle the score with him. Rafa shut down the channel. Didn't that impact you at all? All it's doing was using more computing power. He shut down the channel to keep you from contacting High Cross. But if he thinks he can cut us off completely, he can think again. By the way, did Ply say anything else? She thinks Rafa's actions prove he's downright terrified of High Cross arriving. She insists you find a way to escape and get in touch with High Cross. Is that everything? She did say she was sending someone, but the passage is closed now, and we have no idea when the help will arrive. Right now, I'm the only one who can travel back and forth. I'm sorry, but there's no one else who can help you. Then let's move on ahead with our prison break plan. How's the investigation on Lana's end? She barely uses any computing power to tap into right now. The missing capacity seems to have been swallowed by a patch of space-time turbulence. Guess she's working on some big plan that demands a lot of computing power. She's confident that Brighton prison is escape-proof. It's wrapped in space-time turbulence after all. There's still very little computing power allocated here, so for now our jailbreak plan should be foolproof. I wanted to help you give Linsis and the others a heads up, but every frequency linked to Hopefully is under strict surveillance. Even a single message to Linsis could catch Lana's eye if Hipper picks it up. If she finds out you sent that message early, it could jeopardize the entire jailbreak. Our plan has to succeed. Only after you're safe can we plan our next move. Don't worry, I'll certainly be here. Be there tomorrow. Get some rest for now. I'll keep an eye on Shirley. Lana's been dedicating more and more computing power to her, so all I can do now is watch. I don't dare speak to her anymore. Thank you. I owe you one. Day 6! When's my bust out? Just remember something about that guy you've been asking about. Boggs. Are you sure his name is Boggs? What'd you remember? As I said before, my mom got to know the Todd siblings through work and ended up designing the first bar counter at Odin's Tavern. Don't underestimate this job. Mr. Glyde's requirements were very particular. She wanted to create a place where people could experience civilization and comfort, even in the barren reaches of outer space. But resources were scarce at the time. To come up with the most cost-effective plan, my mom pored over every tavern-related document she could find, and even interviewed a bunch of people, Mr. Glyde included. But how is that related to Boggs? Are you saying your mom interviewed him? Why do you get so worked up when I bring him up? Patience. Mom never met him, but Miss Aglaya mentioned him. Miss Aglaya regularly visited Odin's tavern back when she was in Asperia, and its owner was a man named Bogus. She was actually on quite friendly terms with him. So you're saying Bogus owned Odin's tavern in Asperia 50 years ago? Yeah, supposedly Bogus had lots of connections back then, and that because of his relationship with Miss Aglaya, Apex sent him an invitation to the space station. And that's how he ended up on board. Bogus had already arrived at Kailo space station 50 years ago? Well, unfortunately, his stasis pod was severely damaged in the explosion, and he didn't survive. My mom thinks Aglaya's plan to build Odin's Tower was also a very way of honoring her friend from another generation. Given Nanto's connection to Asurada, it makes sense he knows Bogus. But Bogus is supposed to be dead, right? And who is the Bogus Nanto was referring to? Why have you suddenly gone silent? I finally remember, and that's your reaction. No reason, I was just thinking. What if he actually survived? Impossible. Too many of the stasis pods in the early station were damaged, and with the power outage, there was no way to rescue anyone. If the pod was compromised, there's no way it's gone could have survived until now. So, I think you might be looking for the wrong person. Am I looking for the wrong person? Who knows? Gotta go talk to Mr. Lincoln, boy! Well, I was definitely pushing another update. This morning in the cafeteria they said I was stacking the trays at the long angle, and once I'm done with my shift I have to report to the brain interference room for punishment. Scorpion and Angel were hauled in last night, and they were already dead this morning. If I go in, I'm good as dead. Is there anything you can do? Please, you have to save me! What can I do to save you? They've cranked the brain interface way too high. If you don't help me, I'll die! But I'm powerless. I can't do anything. You survived 2 whole nights. There has to be a way. Why won't you tell me? Oh boy. Oh boy. One night in the brain. Oh boy, here we go. I'm finished! I'll never get out! No, I can finally get out! He's lost his mind. Lincoln. Droid Tom, you got it wrong. I'm the one who disrupted his work. You're punishing the wrong guy. Alright. Oh boy. It's the final night. Are the medical records ready to go? I pulled the inmates' medical records from the past few days and made a few tweaks. Lana's current computing power, there's no way she'll respond to inconsistencies. Let's get started. First, we'll forge your life readings. The system's monitoring you in real time. One jolt knock you out, send your heart into arrhythmia, and stop it altogether. Don't worry, I'll control the voltage precisely. You'll pull through. God, I hope so. Okay, I'm good to go. 20. They definitely figured out how to deal with the brain interface. Are you sure? Definitely! Ever since the brain interference power was boosted these past few days, everyone else has died. They were hooked up two of the last 3 days and walked away unscathed. That's impossible! Are you saying if Froster and Brighton prisoners have found a way to evade Lana? I know it sounds far-fetched, but what if it's some kind of special trait? That would make them incredibly valuable to Helix Bio's research. I just handed over vital intel. Please don't put the brain interface again. I'll verify it. If the facts are indeed as you say, then I'll spare your life. Swear, there's definitely something wrong with 25925. If you don't believe me, then go check right now. I hope you're right. 7. RP has returned to normal, vital signs are stable, but consciousness remains impaired. Run a brain diagnostic. If it's not viable for brain interference extraction, follow standard protocol. Understood. Damn, I'm relying on you. All vitals are below normal. Stop resuscitation. Fire on the machines. Complete the paperwork and call Helix Bio to reclaim the body. Understood. All work is done. The doctor or nurse 36 leave. Alright, look, Never, are you there? Grab the communique on the table. I'll guide you. Nanto's here. Why is he here? It's way too early for him to interrogate me. Oh boy. Fuck you, dude! Woo! God damn it. Let's use this thing. This guy's stuck behind the fucking thing. Of course he is. God damn it. Guy's got the moves. God damn, he cancels me out of all my shit. Like that. Fuck you! Get out of here! Don't think it won't kill you. What? Out of the way! It's useless. As long as you're in Kailo, you're under Anchor Infinity's eye. Ooh. As Project Astralis ended so soon, General, your years of dedication to deep space exploration. Haven't you given a bit too early? Project Astralis hasn't failed. I just began to feel unwell after I set out. I had no choice but to turn back midway to recover. I just returned when I heard about the High Cross diplomatic representative had been arrested and imprisoned. We uncovered this fraud while you were away, General. Since you weren't feeling well, I'll arrange Helix Bio to give you a checkup. That won't be necessary. The air in Brighton zone is so fresh I started feeling better the moment I got back. Brighton prison is under the Hope Fleet's jurisdiction. Now that I return, I intend to conduct a thorough investigation into this case. After all, even Anchor Infinity was swindled, so this is no small matter. Mr. Rafa. I'll be taking this prisoner now. Thank you for overseeing the prisoner in my absence, Mr. Nanto. You've been juggling the countless responsibilities. Please take this opportunity to catch your breath. Use a coordinate the remaining handover with Alexander. 29925, you're coming with me. I'll interrogate myself at Hopefully headquarters. General, you've always treated your subordinates with kindness. Thank you for thinking of me. I'll make sure Mr. Rafa hears of your thoughtfulness and diligence. I'll leave it to you then. Thank you. What about Shirley? Yeah, boy. You.
誤解によって投獄されてしまい、外交代表もさぞや大きな衝撃を受けたことだろう。ここは私のオフィスだ。監視の目は一切。
So you're General Veronica, the one Hipper speaks so highly of. You command the Hope Fleet.
そうだ。ただ、尊敬は大げさだな。私は、艦隊の力で一日も早く、人類に新たな安住の地を見つけたいと願っているだけだ。艦隊には、シードルのように理想と勇気に満ちた士官が数多くいる。彼らがいてくれるからこそ、私は粘り強くアンフォールとの交渉を続ける力を持てるのだ。
I know Anchor Infinity wants to stay on the Hope Fleet's good side. For risking me like this, you're putting yourself in the crosshairs. My imprisonment wasn't a misunderstanding at all. It was a carefully orchestrated setup.
なんとはまだ若く、血気盛んなところがある。私の知る限り、この一件はすべて、ラファ様が体調を崩されていた折に、彼が独断で動いたものだ。そして、ラファ様のことだが、今はまず、お詫びに伺わねばならぬ。多くの反対を押し切って許可してくださった遠征計画を、私は遂げることができなかったのだからな。心配はいらぬ。約束しよう。すべての外交交渉と行事は予定通り滞りなく行われる。
Brushes aside my impulse to keep arguing and leaves the room. Exhausted both body and mind, I feel a sudden wave of relief and drowsiness begins to wash over me. What about Shirley?
ハガードの外交施設のは随分お気楽ですね。
たった1週間で何度も脳端末供給室を出入りし、さらに大規模な戦闘を終えたばかりだ。緊張が解けた途端に眠ってしまうのも無理はないだろう。
Nanto? What are you doing to me now?
落ち着け。彼を通したのは私の判断だ。彼は私にとって拒むことができない協力の提案を持ちかけてきてな。そして、
In terms of cooperation, we're gonna work with a scoundrel like him?
協力というものは、志を同じくする必要はありません。必要なのは利害の一致だけです。バッカスの捜索という点でも、ラファが気に食わないという点でも、私たちは協力条件を満たしているかと。
I'm not attempting to protect Bogus.
だからこそ、彼が危機に陥った時、私は全力を尽くして助けます。彼を心の底から憎んでいるのなら、ラファに殺されるなんて納得できますか？私がアンフォールで有している全ての権限と人脈を提供し、あなた方に必要な情報は可能な限りお渡しします。なので、どうか私と共に彼を探し出してください。
Bogus is under threat from Rafa, and you're desperate for my help, desperate enough to trade anything for it. Tell me, why shouldn't I just side with Rafa instead?
今は冗談を言っている場合ではありませんよ。
Not messing around. Be at all love, I'd say the rip between Bogus and me runs even
バッ
deeper.
カスが直面している困難は、あなたが気にかけているシャーリーとよく似ています。彼の意識は脳端末にアップロードされており、このままではいつラナの演算能力に打ち負かされ、消されてもおかしくありません。
Back when I was in prison, I already suspected Bogus of using Anchor Infinity's brain interface. I thought the two of them were allies. Never imagined they were actually enemies.
今は敵の敵は味方なんてたわごとを信じている場合ではありませんよ。
Got one thing right, I do want to kill Bogus myself. But before that, there are questions that only he can answer. I won't let Rafa be the one to end him. I don't have to work with you. Boggs might be my chance to patch things up with Rafa. I could even persuade Rafa to hand him over willingly.
まだそのような甘い幻想を抱いているとは。よく思い出してください。ご友人を連れ去って研究し、その上であなたを陥れ、詐欺犯の汚名を着せて投獄。さらにあなたを利用して大勢の機関派を殺害しようとしたのは一体誰だったのかを。
So what? You think I could never side with Rafa, and you're using that to punish me around? But I could never stand with Boggs
外
either.
交施設。あなたはラファやアンフォール、それにナント君のことを少々誤解しているようだな。私が監獄へ駆けつけ、アンフォール産業の罠からあなたを救い出せたのは、ナント君からの暗号通信を受け取ったからだ。彼が君の証人として私を戻すよう仕向けたのだよ。これだけのことをしてもらって、彼から協力の意思が見えないとは言わせない。それに忘れてもらっては困る。私の支援がなければ、君はこのキルオで生き抜くことすら難しく、ラファとの交渉など到底不可能だ。思い出してほしい。あなたが投獄される前、ラファはすでにアイダとの通信を遮断し、あなたが通ってきたルートも閉ざした。今は冷静になって、自分に残された選択肢がいくつあるか考えるべきだ。
You need Nato to help topple and anchor Infinity for Project Astralis. Whether your true aim is deep space exploration or seizing control of Kailo, I understand. For me, Nato may be the quickest route to Boggs, but teaming up with him hardly seems wise.
ナント君、外交施設の意思はもう十分に伝わったはずだ。協力というのは互いの誠意があってこそ成り立つもの。君が彼の脱獄に手を貸した程度では正直まだ足りない。
では、もう少しラファという男の本質を知っていただきましょうか。あいつはキル王人の命なんてこれっぽっちも気にしていませ
So
ん。
plot twist, Nato is the
トッ
good
プ1が
guy?
崩壊した後、アンフォールは独占的な地位を得ました。生存地の探索などはキル王人をなだめるための口実に過ぎないのです。アグレアが建設したオーディン酒場は本来トップ1が機関派への支援を行うための拠点でした。ところがアスラーダが亡くなった後、ラファは私に命じたのです。オーディンを裏から動かせと。その目的はただ一つ、海賊たちに必要な支援を与えることでした。これこそがラナがラファに授けた策略です。キルオ人を強権で追い詰め、海賊へと落とす。その海賊を使ってドリーム艦隊を疲弊させ、本来守るべき機関派たちを艦隊の手で排除させるんです。
その通りだ。ドリーム艦隊は近年海賊の討伐任務ばかりでまともな探索など一度も行っていない。探索任務と称しているのも実際はアンフォールの代わりに虫に占拠された鉱山区での掃討戦だ。
Before my unique physiology, Rafa would have already used the prison's brain interface to control or silence me. Even under those conditions, I still managed to outsmart Lana and break out of prison. Let me make this clear for you. Even without your help, I can cripple the entire Brighton zone network. I might not be able to take Lana down outright, but it'll still buy me the window I need to escape.
そこまでできるのですか。
Veronica is so dissatisfied with Anchor Infinity, and Rafa still has to do their bidding, that I doubt this is just some simple sponsorship arrangement,
無
right?
論だ。ドリーム艦隊が保有する艦船はすべてアンフォール製。そして全艦にラナの自動航行システムが組み込まれている。時空乱気流の干渉でもない限り、艦船はラナなしでは動かせないのだ。実のところ、私がここへ戻ってこられたのは、闇市に流れていた海賊が部品をかき集めて作った旧式の艦船のおかげでな。その船にラナのシステムが搭載されていなかったからこそ、無事にブライトン港へ降り立てたのだ。
So you need me far more than I need you. I'm the one who can handle Lana, and without me, you'll be stuck to maintain the status quo forever.
では、あなたはこれからどうしたいのですか。
I can work with you. Whether we negotiate with Anchor Infinity or overthrow them makes a difference to High Cross. As for the tasks High Cross gave me, I never promised to complete them all. I only came to Kailo because it made finding Bogus easier. If Rav was controlling or hunting Bogus, I'll help, but only if he ends up in my hands, not Nanto's.
そのような条件に同意するわけにはいきません。
Relax, Bogus is still in danger, isn't he? Let's rescue him first, then we can go our separate ways. After all, you've already lost me once.
もし本当にバッカスを救い出せるなら、次こそは必ずあなたに勝ちます。
I don't know about that, dude. I'm not done yet. I'm not finished. Before anything else, tell me who Bogus really is.
バッカスを救うのに彼の力がいるんだ。助け出せばどうせ彼も知ることになる。今教えても同じことだろう。もし私に聞かれたくないのなら席を外す。話が済んだら呼んでくれ。
その必要はありません。ただこれほど賢く傲慢なハガードの外交施設が未だにバッカスの正体を知らないとは思わなかったので。
What do you mean?
ラナの演算サーバーに不具合が出ましてね。そのせいで監獄内は主要な出入り口を除いてラナの目が機能していません。なので仕方なく私が一時的にラナの代わりを務めているというわけです。私の見立てではあなたはもう監獄の中でバッカスの正体を突き止めているのかとばかり思っていたのですがね。50年前アグレア城が故郷アーシャで出会った年の離れた親友オーディン酒場の創始者も。
He's already dead. The space station went off on a course after the disaster and ran low on resources. Damaged facilities and stasis pods killed many, including Bogus, who had been invited
で
aboard.
はもう一度考えてみてください。アグレア城は宇宙ステーションに乗った後、災害で傷ついたキルオ人を励ますため、そして自らの帰れぬ故郷と幼い記憶を偲ぶためにオーディン酒場を再建したのです。そのアグレア城が成功症で冷凍処置を受けることになった後、一体誰がそのオーディン酒場を預かり動かしていたと思います？
Asurada, of
し
course.
かしアスラーダはすでに亡くなっております。では彼が死の直前まで最も信頼を寄せていたのは誰ですか？
You, no doubt about it. After all, you killed him. Others might not know, but I knew Asurada better than anyone. Or rather, Phantom.
なるほど。あなたはファントムの正体を知っていたのですね。だからこそ私と彼の死を早い段階で結びつけたのでしょう。ですがどうやらあなたは本当の彼を知らないようですね。当時の彼は性交症を患っていて特効薬も全く効きませんでした。体はすっかり弱り、トップ1会議への出席もめっきり減っていた。もうファントムを演じ続ける余力すら残っていなかったのです。故に彼は自らの命を懸けた最後の舞台を選んだのです。その題名は始皇帝。
A lone assassin.
彼はアーシャ州にいた頃、母性の古い書物をいくつか読んだことがあるそうです。その中にこんな話がありました。ある志士が敵国の王を討つため自らの首を刺客に差し出す。刺客はその首を贈り物として王に献上し、王は自らその刺客を迎える。そして刺客はその機会を利用して王を討つのです。
Asurada was the smarter than you. You're the assassin.
彼をそこまで駆り立てることができたのは私の叔母にしてアスラーダ唯一の血縁アグレアお嬢様、すなわちオーディン酒場の創設者であるバッカスだけです。
How's that even possible? This...
話はここまでです。私はアンフォール産業に戻り報告をしなければなりません。お伝えできることは全て申し上げました。これが私にできる最大限の誠意です。
ではひとまず戻れ。外交施設には考える時間が必要だろうし、私も共に状況を整理させてもらう。
そうですね。それでは私は本日自身が管理していた囚人をベロニカ将軍に奪われ、その抗議でここを訪れた。 将軍とは激しく口論になり、最終的に私は何も得られぬまま引き下がった。そういうことにしてください。
私は今日ハガードの外交施設の前でアンフォールの保安部長をこっぴどく叱った。なんと部長は今日のもてなしに必ず報いてみせると吐き捨てた。これでいいか？
お願いします。
You know, hopefully not to surpass every iron camera. Alright. Okay. Oh.
ラファさえ死ねば、アンフォール
Where's the text?
は頭を失った無言
Where's
を
the
知る。
text dialogue?
腹の出た無能どもなど恐
I
れ
don't
るに足
understand what
り
you're
ません。
saying, man.
その時私の手には
I
アンフ
don't
ォールの
understand
支
what you're
配
saying,
権
guy.
と
I'm sorry.
完
There's
成
no
間近
text.
の第三都市がある。ドット家が残した遺産もある。オーディン酒場は全ての海賊勢力を束ね、トップ1のサーバーは書き換え済みのラナを再起動させる器になる。そしてバッカスが戻ってきた時、それらは全てキルオの秩序を再構築する礎となるのです。ベロニカ将軍、あなたは理想に満ちた野心家だ。ドリーム艦隊を希望と呼ぶにふさわしい存在へと導けるかもしれない。だが、もしあなたがキルオの舵を取ることになれば、その理想の果てに待っているのは、果てなき遠征にキルオが飲み込まれていく未来です。外交施設。あなたとあなたの背後にいるハガード
What's the camera
は信
angle?
用ならない。今はやむを得ず手を組むが、ラナがトップ1の手に戻った瞬間、私は決してキルオをあなたたちに触れさせはしない。そして時が満ちたら、この宇宙の片隅で起きた物語を
Sorry, guy. I'm staring at the black.
キルオ人
I'm
の
staring
手
at the void right
で
now.
正しく歴史に記すことになる。キルオの歴史は我々自身の手で書き残すのです。
Cool. Is that it? That's it. Oh, joy. Alright. Well, that was fun. So this is the new area, huh? So what's the rest of it like? What's number 2? Oh, is that the prison? Is that the prison? I don't know if that's a prison or not. No, that's a hangar. Well, that was fun. Pretty interesting, I'd say so. It was a prison simulator, but I knew it was sketchy from the jump. I knew it. Brighton prison. All right. Sweet dreams. Oh Lord. But that's that. That's the story. So now we're on the wait list for more content. I think the last story update was like what, 3 months ago? 3-4 months ago? So I guess we're on that. We're waiting again. It's pretty interesting. I think I liked it better than the last story. The last story was kind of boring. Honestly, when it comes to stories overall, Kailo's story isn't really grabbing me as much as Network's story did. I love Network's story. Network's story is probably my favorite one this game has. Kailo's story, it's interesting, but it's not grabbing me in the way that Network did. But maybe they'll change as it goes on, because I don't know how many more chapters there are gonna be of the story, because usually there's usually like 4 chapters. Well, aside from Gisthos, who had a bunch. So maybe the story for Kyle's will get a little bit more interesting as it goes on. At least I'm hoping for it. Because networks story kind of. I mean, the story in general for Tower Fantasy is kind of mid at best, but it's not like WoA or Genshin level. So it's not like, you know, extravagance, but kind of network story is the best this game has had so far, in my opinion. But we'll just have to wait and see what they do with Kailo's story. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. No idea when I'll come back to Tower Fantasy. It'll probably be 3 months from now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, wait, there's something I want to say. No, I'll say that for later. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next stream. Later.
In a world of pixels where dreams collide, the neon glow flickers as I hide inside, lost in the cold where memories drift, chasing the echoes of a broken gift. In this digital locket, our fate entwined.